Hi, my name is Douglas Baba. As Claire said, yeah, I'll be speaking about Northern Sustainable Prosperity Initiative, which is a project under the direction of Terry Duggett at the Richardson Building for the environment. Actually, this Naomi Happycat did her practicum last year with this same initiative, and initially Naomi was even intimately involved before she left for Nepal, and even when she was in Nepal, we were in constant touch before she left out of touch due to her engagement over there. This project is actually about climate risk assessment of transportation requirements between Manitoba and Nunavut territory, and it's a long-term project. So my responsibility as an intern was to describe the existing transportation infrastructure between Manitoba and the Nunavut territory before climate assessment can be made. And so that is what I did for a period of 3 months. The people I work with, or the research partners, starting from right, we can see Pauline Girard with IISD, and I am the next, followed by Roger Rampel. He worked with Stantec, which is an environmental organization. We have Erica Verdu, who is a transportation expert. And we have Brian Horton. He's also with Manitoba, University of Manitoba, a climate change researcher. And then the main man, Terry Duggett, is also there, with Lee Feller being the coordinator for the project. Specifically, the objectives for the project are the following, but due to time limitation, the work I did was limited to the first objective, which is land and coastal transportation infrastructure between Manitoba and the Nunavut territory. So some of the desired outcome of the entire project would be to see the adaptive nature of transportation infrastructure planning, identifying the needs for infrastructure and adaptation, and understanding the relationship between infrastructure and Northern Development Plan, because Northern, the Nunavut territory, specifically the Kivalik region, is becoming an area of interest for many businesses and development organizations because of the resource potential in the region. So this Kivalik region, which is the focus of the research, is one of the regions in the Nunavut territory, and actually it is a region which is about 445,000 kilometers, but it has few population, which is about 9,000, spread over a large area. So this kind of creates a lot of transportation challenges, because if you want to connect all these communities with whatever type of transportation, is a huge cost. And so that makes it important for an assessment to be made, and to also consider the possibility of which kind of road networks will give minimum cost with maximum efficiency. And yeah, so that is all about the research that we were doing. And actually, we have 7 communities in the Kivalik region, and 6 of them are dotted along the Hudson Bay. And so only Baker Lake, which is inland, so it makes it a bit difficult to connect all these communities with inland transportation. And so this Kivalik region is actually, we don't have any access road or whether roads reaching these communities. You can only reach these communities by boat or vessel. Yeah, so it makes it difficult. And Churchill is the main hub for all these communities. The railways connect Churchill, and then you can go to the other communities by boat, or during winter by snowmobile vehicles, and so, or by air, which is really, really expensive. And the ticket that was bought for me to go to Churchill is comparable to going to Ghana. And so, yeah, which is about only 2 hours. So you can imagine. And so the supply chain and the transportation system that I described was that the area has no weather roads. The goods are delivered 3 times by sea through Churchill Port. And so you imagine if 3 times delivery will be able to solve all the goods and service needs of these communities before another year comes. So the British face a lot of difficulties, and apart from this mode of transportation, the only means they have is by air, which is also not suitable for heavy cargoes and can carry only light goods and passengers to these communities, so without any rail line reaching all these communities. So it makes it a challenge for them. So I paid a visit to Churchill Town because we found out that most of the information we were getting for the description of the existing transportation infrastructure between these two communities was a bit challenging, because we found out most of the information were 2005, 2006, so there was a need to go to the ground, speak to the people, speak to the organization who are involved in this transportation issues about the realities on the ground. And really, when I went there and talked to the Churchill port managers, the airport, and the health center, and all the various organizations there, I found a bit difference between what exists actually there and what we've put on paper. So there was the need to revise, certain things. When I came back, so Churchill, when I went to Churchill is a nice place, and this was they made it clear Churchill was a trading post during the fair trade, and the community developed out of that. And they told me the population is declining because most of the youth don't like staying there because of transportation or infrastructure issues. So when they come down, they don't want to go back. And since 2010, the population has been declining and it's an important community or municipality because it serves as a tourist center where annually about between 10,000 to 12,000 people visit there. And actually, when we went there, I went with Naomi, who also worked with IISD. We saw that a lot of the people in the community we spoke with were tourists, either from Australia, Europe, and they were kind of wondering, these black guys, where are they from? Are they here also as tourists? And I always told Naomi, see the people, the way they're talking, they wonder why we are also here. So those we spoke with actually said, we are here, it's the school that brought us. So okay. So it's because of the expensive nature of going up there, and so they wonder how come these young guys are here too. So it was nice going there. And in Churchill, the main activity that support the economy there is the airport, the tourism, the seaport, the research center, and healthcare delivery. And actually, when we spoke with the airport manager, because of these same transportation challenges, he made it clear that the federal government wants to hand over the airport to a private business because they find that they are losing from the operation and the management of the airports. Actually, all the airports in all these communities are managed by the federal government. And I think it's a cost managing it. And actually, we saw that when we were going, our flight was not full, and when we were coming, we were about 30-seater plane. So you imagine how they break even so that was a really good experience to know how transportation challenges can also affect economic development and make things, life difficult for them. Actually, the hotel we stayed in, Churchill Hotel, couldn't provide us with meals because at that time we went, the trail has derailed and no passengers, no goods were going up there. And John told us, I cannot prepare meal until the rail line is repaired. So it's a bit, So we also had a lot of tours whilst in Churchill. We went through the Churchill municipality. We familiarized ourselves with various things. The polar bears, we were told right upon arrival that these bears are dangerous. You got to be careful. And the woman who drove us through the municipality, Erica, was every minute was looking here and there. And I was wondering why you are in a car looking here and there to see if there is a polar bear. I said, they are very dangerous. And so it tells development practitioners, wherever you go, you listen to the people who live there. They have knowledge. They know the realities on the ground, irrespective of your education. You don't behave, you know much better than them. Yeah, so that was a lesson learned. And we also, visited, we had a boat tour where we saw beluga whales and we saw polar bears, and it was fun. Susan also arrived 2 days after to start her work as a development coordinator in the municipality. So we had a lot of fun together, and I saw a long talk about polar bear, and so that was so an awesome experience. And one area we also paid visit to was the Churchill Research Center, where we were briefed about the activities that go on at the center. People from all over the world come there and do research about Northern development, and it was also a very good experience we had there. Another experience, we had cross-cultural experience, and actually the thing that I will forever remember whilst in Churchill was that one day we were moving through the street, the main street, we saw 2 children selling fruit juice. And I said, Naomi, look at the children they're selling. This is a typical African country, or Ghana, where you can get roasted corn, roasted plantain, and then you just buy on the street and you eat. So I'm going to buy this fruit juice. And so the 2 young girls were so smart that they realized the 2 of us were buying. And when I bought and Naomi couldn't get this girl quickly rushed to the house and brought more, and see how business-oriented she is. And so it was nice, and talking to people, sharing ideas was a very good experience over there. So actually, based on the work I did, because of the number of people involved in this project, every 2 weeks you have to go and present something to them. What you've done, all these people will read your work and make judgment of it. Was a bit, nervous for me, but due to the help of the coordinator, Leifela, I was able to do my best to satisfy all this group of people about the quality of work. And time also an important thing. At a point, my computer broke down. I had to resort to library computers, and these tell development practitioners that wherever you go, you can be challenged by technology, so you have to adopt means of surviving. If your computer breaks down, what do you do? Work has to go on. So that was a bit lesson I learned over there. And so it also, improved my communication skills. I had every 2 weeks to speak and present to these people through government confidence, and So the one important thing I also learned a lesson is, as development practitioners, we can equally cause a mess because we are human beings. And one morning, John said, "Oh, come and have breakfast," and I didn't know how to operate this cornflakes. So I just went and wanting to take the whole thing up, and all of a sudden I saw the whole thing was on the table. John said, "Oh, Douglas, you spoiled the thing. You pay $3. And I said, "Yes, I'll pay. This is a mess." So it's an experience, and it means we are human. And, So I think this is a brief about the whole practical experience I had over the summer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Douglas. Does anyone have a question? Maybe a tip on how to use the cornflake cereal dispenser? I just have a quick question. Maybe could you speak, Douglas, a bit to your experience in working with that large team, and the team in Churchill as well as the team based here in Winnipeg, and what that experience was like?
Thank you for the question. It's an important question. When I remember when we made the team first time, Naomi had not gone to Nepal. We were together, and Naomi had started the work, so she actually did a presentation. And Erica Verdu from the Manitoba Transportation Department said, "Wow, Naomi, you are very smart." Girl said, "Well, Naomi is leaving. I'm standing in her shoes, so what am I going to do?" And that was a challenge. And so all I could do was whatever assignment was given to me, I work on it on time, and actually give the work to Lee. Say, "Lee, go through the work I have done before I present it at the meeting." I said, "Go through, do this and do that." So I think I got a lot of help from Lee, and because we are human, I cannot do a perfect job, and so through Lee's help, I was able to do. And at the end of the day, the general comment was that the document that I produced was a perfect document which they can use to further introduce the climate aspect part of the whole project. So I think it was good, yeah, working with the team with that diverse experience and knowledge.
Thank you very much.